Okay, so we are starting right away. Just a few minutes. Just a few minutes. Okay, so welcome everybody to our meeting here at HackBerry. We are happy to have you guys. It's an interesting time of the year actually, and we are happy to be hosting you for HackBerry. Okay, we are here because of HackBerry, and we want to discuss things that relate to the application procedure, and whatever questions you may have about it, we'll be able to answer them in a few minutes from now. Okay. So first of all, I would introduce myself, and then I would introduce HackBerry to you. Then I will tell you why we are doing this HackBerry thing and all of that. And then you can, so we also have very nice people that have volunteered to host you in their labs in the few coming, I mean, if you get selected. So they are here on the call as well, and they will be speaking to you about their labs, maybe the project, and basically the kind of applications they'll be looking forward to receiving from you guys. So like I said, my name is Wale, but you can call me, my full name is Adewale, by the way. So I'm Nigerian. Yeah, and I'm the founder of HackBerry. Okay. So it's nice to meet all of you guys, and I'm happy that you're interested in our program offerings. So first of all, I would like to say HackBerry. I would introduce you to HackBerry. So HackBerry is a virtual. Sorry.
Okay, I found this.
Sorry about that. So HackBerry is a virtual research campus, okay, for training bioinformatics and data science. So what we primarily focus on is bioinformatics and data science for biologists. We try not to get distracted with data science for the people in the oil and gas sector, in the energy sector. We are primarily focused on data science for biologists, because we realize that while there are so many other fields that have developed and so many other scientific fields, basically, even non-scientific fields that have been using the power of data and data science to improve their day-to-day outcomes and research. We realize that it's not so much yet in biology, even though we have a very huge field in the name of bioinformatics. And apart from the fact that the adoption rate is very low, there are not so many skilled people yet. So our job is to try as much as possible to equip you guys or anyone who wants to get equipped with these skills, and then you can use it for your career progression. You can use it for career progression, and for example, if you want to go for further studies in the university. So that's about HackBerry. We'll quickly talk about HackBerry as well. If you have questions about HackBerry, don't worry, we would answer in the coming moments. About HackBerry, HackBerry is like we said, it's a virtual research campus. HackBerry, that's HackBerry, but HackBerry is a virtual research internship. So everything is virtual. We are just we are in the digital space, really. So we connect. HackBerry's aimed. The goal of HackBerry is to connect you to a research laboratory. So it's different from just crowd-funded or open source research opportunities. Here you are working with real existing research labs in those schools or those universities that you've been hiring for a very long time. So that's our goal. We really want you to have the research experience, not just the basic training or the fundamental trainings we would offer, but also it's an opportunity to get trained, to get mentored by the people that are doing the biggest research around the world. We try as much as possible to also spread the geographical locations of these, but logistic wise, it's kind of difficult, but yeah, we tried our best, and we hope you put in your best application. And that's why we are setting this up, so that you can talk with us if you have questions. We'll provide specific hints if we can, right? We'll provide specific options. We provide specific solutions to your cases. So, I mean, if you have if you think you are unique, your problem is specific, you don't worry, you have the time to describe that carefully well, and we would talk about it. We will definitely provide answers. Yeah, I can already see that people are asking questions. For sure, feel free to drop in your questions already. And when it's time to respond to the Q&As, we will definitely respond to them. But before I go forward, I would just like to introduce you to two people who are here. There are more, but I can only introduce you to two people for now. The guys from some of the labs that you will be working with, they really helped us in establishing connections with the labs, and they will be are really glad to welcome you, to bring you on board, and to engage you in bioinformatics research in the coming months. First of all, I would like to welcome Alfred. I don't know if Alfred is there. You can just wave or just say hi or hello. So.
Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, and Michael. Yeah, Michael is waving. Yeah, so first of all, I will try to answer some of the before I allow Alfred and Michael to talk. I would talk about some of the frequently asked questions. I think I've received this question like 50 times within the last 1 week. So many people have been asking me. This is almost the same for everybody. So that's why we even set this up, because answering the same question over and over and over and over, you probably will run out of patience at some point. So yeah, some of the very, very common questions. That's whether, if you have taken an AgBio course before, can you take it again? Can you, if you have not taken an AgBio course before now, can you apply? I would say yes, you can apply if you have not taken AgBio course. We don't have any strict rule about that. The only thing we are particular about is your skills. You should be skilled enough to take the project. I hope I answered that. The second is, I am a bachelor's. Bachelor students, if they can apply. For sure, as a bachelor student, you can apply, as long as you have the skills and you are ready to dedicate time, because it's a full-time internship program. So you should be ready to put in your time and energy, of course, energy and your efforts, so you can achieve the best out of it, because you are going to be meeting professors who are potentially going to maybe want to admit students in the future. So there's no guarantee on whether they will accept you. But if even apart from accepting you, you don't know whether you have to work in their lab, or maybe they will be on your admission committee sometimes very soon. And if you put in an excellent performance, they will just put in the word for you. So it's kind of establishing your not just for now, not just improving yourself, but you're also establishing a very big future for yourself. You're building your network. Okay. Before I also forget, I also want to acknowledge the wonderful team at HackBio that set this up. I don't know if Abdul, if you're there, you can just say hi.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah. And Chidima. I don't know if John is also on the call.
Hi.
Hi. Is John on the call? I'm sorry. I don't think John is here. Okay.
No.
Okay. Then let's just continue. So if you have taken any AgBio program as well, just let us know. But if it doesn't give you an edge, but it only shows us that you are skilled and you know what you are doing. But for those that do not, you just have to prove it to us. If you can prove it, fine. So I'll just keep some questions. For example, I do not have stable electricity and internet. How can I buy? Sorry, we are also virtually placed, so we are not really in one physical location. I'm in Germany, for example. Abdul is in it's from Mali, but he's in Russia. Michael is in the USA. Alfred is in USA as well, I guess. Yeah, USA. And Chidma is in Nigeria. So we are not really in one position. If we say we want to provide electricity for everybody, it's fundamentally not feasible. Are the dates flexible? We try as much as possible to not to be flexible, but for now it's not flexible. That is, when we start is when we start. When everybody ends, everybody ends. It's you don't have extra time, so to speak. So it's when I mean I'm talking about when the program itself starts. So it starts when it starts. It doesn't change. We are not yet flexible to admitting you at a later date, except your recruiting lab is allowing that. But for now, we are really strict on the time. When will I hear back? That's another very popular question. People want to know when they submit, they want to get responses. And I understand that because people need to make life decisions. The grad school application is opening very soon. So people need to know if it can be included on their CV. Yeah, so we'll try as much as possible. Approximately 3 to 4 weeks after the application has been closed. Because of course we have to give everybody the right chance. We have to review the documents carefully. Yeah, so we would really take our time, but we'll try as much as possible to be fast with the reviews and let you know in record time. Yeah, we also have this challenge because we received some applications that were written in French. So for those that cannot speak English, we are sorry. Right now, we we don't have many solutions for that. So except the lab accepts other languages, but for now we don't have any lab that accepts other languages apart from English. So English is the standard of communication. So we encourage you, if you cannot speak English or you are not comfortable, you can just pass for now. Maybe some other time we'll really we try to be accommodating, we'll be helpful.
Yes, and later in the future, we might collaborate with universities that accept the French language for an opportunity.
Yeah. We are looking at France and Canada very, very soon. So let's see how that pans out. I mean, that's French. Portuguese is also there. Yeah, Spanish is also there. So it's quite a lot. Okay, I'm done with my talks. I would answer some of the questions when we reach the Q&A session, but for now, I would pass over to I'll pass on the microphone to Alfred first, so you can discuss. He can tell us about his lab and some of the research they are doing, the interesting, cool stuff over there, and then probably the kind of applications or the kind of people, not just applications, but the kind of people he's looking forward to meeting. Alfred?
Yeah. Hi, guys.
Yeah.
This is Alfred. Okay. My name is Alfred. I'm in the biomedical engineering program at North Dakota State University. Our lab basically is, we call it the Biosun Lab, and it's kind of interdisciplinary. We take students from electrical and computer engineering, take students with, that's those with that background, take students from biology background as well. And also, if you have computer programming skills, that we also take students from there. So just like what I said earlier, participating in the internship is not like an automatic guarantee that you're getting into the lab. Okay, it's not that. So although in the future my advisor is hoping to take on students, but that depends on a lot of factors as well, and the way you perform in the internship. So we do basically cancer research. We carry out biosensing, basically. So we develop tools for sensing, that's diagnostics, and now we are even delving into treatment as well, based on some of our research results. So the tool you're going to be, for our lab, the project you're going to be working on is an ongoing project. I can give you, I don't know if I can drop that here. There's a link for one of the basic website that one of the students, although he's graduating now, developed in predicting secondary structure of protein. Maybe I'll get that and share with you. So you're just going to be building up on that, and it's part of the research that we have been working on, and it has various applications in cancer research and the likes. So yeah, we are looking forward to those who have some level of background when it comes to programming, especially Python, and you'll be integrating. You work with APIs. You'll be work with other databases like AlphaFold and such, and then you're going to develop the tool. We have like an HPC, that's high performance computing base that you can work with. So that will give you, if you've been working with some maybe server, you understand what I mean when you have access to HPC. So yeah, and we'll provide all the guidance that you need. So just take notes. It's just like when you get into grad school. So it's not like you're going to be spoon-fed, with everything you have to do. So just have that in mind. You're not going to be spoon-fed. This is the project. You start thinking on your feet. How do you want to approach it? So if you get stuck, of course, and I believe since you're going to be with us, we do have sessions we meet as a lab. So you can also discuss your progress, the challenges you're facing, and so then you can get all the support and guidance you need in doing that. So the lab is a very wonderful one, and trust me, you have a lot to learn, and you have a lot of resources that is at your fingertips, So we are really looking forward to wonderful applications. Display whatever background and project you've handled before, things that show that you can actually think on your feet, you can, take on projects, you can work in a team, so because we are looking possibly of taking more than one person on that project, because we have different fees for it, possibly. So and if you have any further questions, you can just always reach out to me, and then, so we'll look through the applications, we'll see, the potentials you have. I know it may be very tough because from everyone, I believe we have very wonderful talents that will be, coming in for, that will be sending in applications. So just putting your best foot forward, and I wish you best of luck. Thank you.
Yeah, I really like the the fact that you mentioned that it's not exactly spoon feeding, and that's why we are emphasizing your skills. Okay, we really want you to be skilled. If you have worked with any bioinformatics, like you said, bioinformatics server, if you don't even know the meaning, then maybe you should not even attend to their lab, because it's a requirement that you have to be able to work with it. Yeah, but if you think you are skilled enough, if you think you have quite a good project experiences in this area, please put in and try to put in your best foot forward. It's I don't know if I should call it survival of the fittest, but they really want to accept the best candidates. Okay. Yeah, so I'll allow Michael to talk, and let's see. Sorry, by the way, the two of them, they have, I think it's early in their time, it's early in the morning. So we should really appreciate them for still being awake at this time and allowing us to talking to us. So Michael, yeah. You are mute. Okay.
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so good day, everybody. My name is Michael. I'm in the Chen lab. I also call it the BEEG lab, which is Bioinformatics, Revolutionary and Environmental Genomics lab, which is like a big That's like the short form or the big name of the acronym BEG. So in the chain lab, what we do is we answer evolutionary biology questions using genomics. Basically, that is the baseline of what we do in the lab. And so right now, the projects that we're looking to take somebody on is on working on pangenomes and validating what pangenomes are. Pangenomes is just basically when you have like genomes, probably of same species, but you have multiple individuals assembled together. We're trying to validate the importance of pangenomes in variant calling and duplications detections and some other bioinformatics downstream analysis, and also to be able to check some other epigenetic questions like DNA methylations and the rest. So we work with long-read data, NanoPo and PackBio for answering our questions. So essentially the kind of candidates or application we're looking for is someone that is skilled in using the command line Linux. So which means it's not like a graphical user interface, it's a very terrible interface, at least for beginners. But then we want someone that is comfortable with using Linux and also the high performance computing system. We really cannot even do any of our work without the HPC until we get to probably the last phase of our work. Probably we need to make plots or some other stuff that may probably switch to R. But right now, the person has to be able to understand the fundamentals of using Linux and the command line to run jobs, submitting jobs on a scheduler, Slum or LSF. Well, any one of them is fine. So the person can transition to, because we use like multiple HPC with different schedulers. Well, when someone is comfortable using one of those scheduler, probably Slum or LSF, person can transition to use any one of them. But the fundamental skill is using Linux, which is very, very important. You also understand bash scripting, the command line, and an additional skill would be someone that is skilled in using R. So you know how to use R, probably our downstream analysis will also be helpful. But most importantly, is most of our analysis will be on the like cluster, like the server. I'm just using them interchangeably because they mean the same thing to also. So yeah, someone that is skilled in Linux skills. So also someone that has like not the background, I'm really particular about the background, because we feel like we can bring the person up to speed on the kind of question we're answering. Basically, the person understand basic biology about genomes and transcriptomes and the rest. And irrespective to, we can always bring the person up to speed while the person is just willing to learn and everything. But the whole like irreplaceable skills are the skills for the Linux skills, and additionally are also like Alfred said, this does not mean like the opportunity doesn't mean like the person gets a really like sorry, lost for the word, but then it does not mean that you're in the lab essentially, but then just an opportunity for you to like just learn with us, and hopefully we're looking forward to work with wonderful candidates from wherever, and we hope to probably do something good and publish with them. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I also like that you emphasized on the skill sets. Yeah, it's important. The lab really emphasizes Linux, if I'm right. Yeah, there's a strong emphasis on Linux in that lab. Linux, R, I'm sure. Yeah, so if you are skilled in these things, just be confident and put in your application. So before we just go into the main application, main question and answer session, I would quickly do a demo of the application itself so that you understand how the application looks like. And if you have any question while I'm making the application, I'll just submit an application for myself. But while I'm making the application, you just try to study and see if there is something you are not sure about, or you are confused about, or it's not clear, so you can take the opportunity to ask me, and afterwards we'll begin to answer our questions. Quickly, I'll just stop sharing, and then I will share my screen. Yeah, I hope you guys can see my screen. So this is HackBerry's website. If you come to HackBerry's website, you can already see the HackBerry icon where my mouse is on, right? Then if I click HackBerry, so you can go through, sorry, I have it in double actually. So you can go through the website. The details of everything we've said here are there, right? And you can browse through the latest openings. We have 4 major labs right now. We have one at Center for Genomic Research in Biomedicine. We have the one from Michael's lab, that's Chain. We have the one from Alfred's lab, that's the Dallison lab, as well as HackBerry. We are also trying to host students as well. And it's not so different. You need to have the skills, okay? Then going forward, so you have to open the labs, read through the application, read through what they need or what they demand of you, read through their project description. For example, this is the SEGRIP lab. They are interested in silico identification of anti-malaria drug targets using RNA-seq data and prediction of potential inhibitors. So if you love this kind of project, it's related to drug discovery, and then as well as RNA, transcriptomics, that's RNA-seq. You can read their you can read their project description, and then the aim, okay? Then you read the rationale, that's what they want to discover, then what you will learn, and then the skills or the tools you will use, okay? And once you are confident about this, you can, or you are sure this is what you want to apply for, you can click apply here, or right here, you can also apply directly here. So once you click apply here, I have opened it, you have to apply in principle. So you have to apply, you have to submit your email. It's very important so that we can communicate back to you. You have to put in your full name, just as you want it to be on the certificate. Don't just put your YouTube handle or your Twitter handle, or Instagram handle. No, you put in your full name, your official name. Then specify the lab you want to work with. Okay, if you are working with the Chain lab, if you're working with SEGRIP, the Dallison lab, or HackBerry. And finally, which is probably is as important as every other thing we've been talking about, is your application package. So your CV, your motivation letter, one reference letter, okay, from your scientific advisor or your scientific mentor. You just need to have known them for quite some time and need to have worked with them in at least 1 year ago. So we don't have any strict recommendation on whether they should be a professor or they should own a company. No. As long as they have advised you in a scientific atmosphere, a scientific setting, then all these documents, you should bundle them into one PDF. There are several tools online for aggregating things into a single PDF file. So you should take advantage of this, okay? So you can also, if you are also very skilled with Microsoft Word, you can use Microsoft Word to do this, but there are already tools online to merge multiple files into one. And we only accept PDFs. So if you submit a zip file or you submit a picture, it will not be accepted. We only accept PDF files, and then you just click submit. It's as simple as just 4 questions. Okay. So another thing is that everything is required, so you can't really skip any of them. If you don't put in the right ones, you won't be able to submit the application in the first place. Also, if these documents are not complete, I should mention that we would not review your application at all. I'm sorry to mention that, but we would not review the application at all. So please try as much as possible to to complete the requirements or to send in all the required documents. And we will be glad to review your applications. We'll be really glad to review your applications. Okay, quickly, I'll just proceed to the next item on the agenda. If you have questions about this, then you can ask in the Q&A. But then I would stop sharing. Yeah. I would stop sharing, then I would share my initial screen. Okay, then I will start taking your questions now. So can I apply to more than one lab? Oh yeah, this is also another very popular question. Sorry, you can only apply to one lab, and try as much as possible to apply to the lab that focuses on your strengths, because you are going to be submitting, one of the things you'll be submitting is a motivation letter that specifies exactly what you are bringing to the table. Okay, so please, I mean, it will be very difficult to do that for 4 different groups, or assuming you have like, we have more than this, it will be really difficult. So please try to focus on the groups that is not that is aligned with your strengths and your skills. I would also encourage, definitely would allow you to speak, but just I'll quickly go over the questions now, and then I will allow you to speak. So I am not HackBerry student, can I apply? Definitely, please do apply. You are free to apply, please. Just show us that you have the skills, simple. I also only did an internship, you can apply. Somebody just wrote what, I don't know what it means. So should we expect more labs to be on the site for us to apply? For now, we can't assure more. We're expecting responses from some lab, but for now, just if it's not there by now, I'm not sure we would accept anyone. I am international student and have only 20 hours per week. And I have only 20 hours per week limitation. So how many hours is this course in a week? So once again, this is not a course. It's an attachment. You are getting attached to a university laboratory, an academic research laboratory. And so it's really full-time work, I would say. It's full-time work. So you need to know how to juggle. Although it's remote, completely remote, you'll be working from your home or from your home office or whatever setup you have. But you have to be ready to dedicate the time, I would say. So standard work hours is 40 hours per week in USA, and I'm not sure of USA, but I think in Europe it's 40 hours per week. So you should try as much as possible to be able to donate that. In Europe, you have the opportunity of working 65% of that time. So maybe HackBerry Group is based in Europe, so you can definitely allow for maybe 65% of 40 hours. What if I have not completed HackBerry course? Yes, you can apply. Can students who didn't, okay. Can you elaborate this session? I am totally new here. Okay, we are recording the call. Maybe you can watch again, but if you have specific questions, because going over it is a waste of time. Sorry for now. But I can tell you for free that this is HackBerry, and then we are trying to provide guidance on how you can submit really nice applications for the HackBerry virtual internship. So you are going to be attached to specific laboratories, and there you definitely go through the website. I already gave an overview of how to navigate the website, but I can paste the link in the chat box. Yeah, so you can definitely go over it again. Okay. I would not answer I would not bother to read some questions because we already answered them, like if you have not taken HackBerry course. What labs will we be working with? So I made a quick overview of the application procedure and how to know the laboratories you'll be working with. So on the link I just posted on the chat box, you can see the laboratories already, and you have already met people from from this laboratory. So yeah, there's a list somewhere. So you can just quickly browse through them and yeah, apply. While applying, we need a reference from letter from a scientific mentor. Do we upload it ourselves? Yeah. Is there any portal? No. There's no special link for the advisors to upload the link. Okay, so you already gave a thumbs up. How will verify, then leave that to us. We don't need to tell you that for now, so you don't go and find a way of sabotaging us, but definitely we are going to verify them. Don't worry. It's very easy, don't worry. Is it a paid internship? No, you are not paying anything. It's completely free, 100%. You just need to establish the your home office. I don't know how you organize it. Yeah, but the recorded video, we will definitely send it along. We would put it on YouTube because I think everybody can access YouTube, but the link to the YouTube will be sent to your mail, because if you register for this event, yeah, definitely it will be sent to you. Yeah, if you are working, as long as you have the skills and you can dedicate the time, because working in another company also, the company would also require that you put in your time for them. So please know how to juggle it rightly. Yes, you must have pre-existing skills. You must have, it's not a training. It's not like, we are not teaching really. They are not teaching you. You are using your skills here for work. So it's like you are in a graduate school setting. So you are only going to be mentored, and it's different from teaching, basically. How much students will be taking in each lab? I cannot say. But at least I know one will be taken from each lab. Okay. I noticed that in the program application, it was stated that there are more than 10 participating labs. Okay, I don't know about that. You can maybe point me to it later on, but I don't see 10 anyway. Sorry if that's confusing, but it's just 10 for now. Must one have all the required skills to apply? All the required skills, I would say yes. I would say yes. Maybe not you don't really need to know the theoretical understanding or the theoretical background of the application itself, but of the lab, because they will definitely put you through that. But in terms of being able to code in R, being able to use Linux, yeah, they would really be, you should have it. Do we get a stipend? We are sorry, no, for now. We don't offer stipends. We tried to collaborate with some organization, but it's it's too close. But hopefully, maybe next time, definitely we would have this kind of enticing things. Okay. A place where you can find information on the lab and see some of their other projects, and possibly the profile of the people in the lab. Okay, I think this is a very nice suggestion. I can definitely include. I will think about it, and I will communicate with individuals and see if we can add a link. If you can add a link. So just something to get it. Okay. Yeah, but I can assure you that they are really nice people. Like Alfred said, they are really nice people. Generally, I think bioinformaticians are one of the nicest people around, and you can be sure that they will be happy to have you on board. I have not completed, yeah, you're eligible. I know Python, but not Linux, HPC, and Bash. Can I apply to the lab that has proteomics? So I don't know. I think there's more than one lab that is accepting proteomics, but yeah, you can definitely apply. I would say you can apply. Okay, okay, Alfred. Yeah, Alfred wants to speak.
Yeah, sure, you can apply. But most of those things you have to work when you're working with HPC, you still need some Linux skills. So basically, I believe with your Python background, you should be able to learn or work with Linux as you move, like just learning on, if you can use one particular language, working with Linux shouldn't be much problem, hopefully. So I believe you should be able to do that, and then so that you can navigate through the areas, the workspace you're going to be using, basically.
Okay, yeah. I hope Clara, if I'm right, is happy with that response. Yeah. Adigite, sorry, Adigite, is it correct? I would ask you to unmute.
Good everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, so the thing is, I'm currently a fourth year student and I'm also interested in bioinformatics, and going through the application um, program page, I got interested in Sun Lab. I'm interested in cancer biology. So I noticed that the program is saying it's advanced, and going through it, I saw that I need to have a knowledge of Python, Bash, and Linux, which I do, but then I think my knowledge is quite basic. So I don't know if I can still put in my application, considering the fact that I just have a basic knowledge.
I don't know if Alfred wants to answer that, but I would say you can put in your application.
Okay. Then sorry, I also have one more question too. So
Yeah.
there are also some labs there that also require we make use of some tools, especially those ones that are on molecular docking and drug design. I think that should be the CGRIP lab. So I saw that there are some tools that are there, and most of these tools are not paid, like the Schrodinger, Maestro Schrodinger tool. So I don't know, are we going to have access to that? So
Yeah. If they promise you
so
anything on the application page, you are going to have access to it. So
so
that's the essence
thank you
of
very much.
that's one of the essence of this. So the problem is not whether you know how to use it. Sometimes it's the access, and access to some of these, not just tools, but infrastructure. So these labs have the infrastructure set up, clean, and ready to go. They just need people to work on them. And that's why you are coming on board. So that's, yeah, it's definitely, anything they write there, you're going to have access to it. Don't worry. Yeah, you would have access to it. Okay. I'll just unmute you because I can't pronounce your name. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity to speak. Okay, I have a couple of questions. First, is it a way we can get the precise number of hours that each first of all, thank you for this session, that each lab will need, so that in case you're ranking each lab according to which one to finally choose, because there are lots of factors. I think because you answered, but your answer was very general with how many hours it takes to work in Europe, which is 40 hours. But like some of the labs might not need people to put in that, because some people are working and their jobs are quite demanding, so that okay, you don't want to be the person that applies for something and then drops out because you couldn't meet up with the time. It's better you're the person that never applies. So I'm just asking, is it possible for the ad on the website, the information on the lab, to be updated with number of hours each website needs? Then my second question is just balancing interest and background skills. For instance, I like the drug discovery, the malaria drug discovery course, but I just know basic R syntax, because I don't know, they didn't say whether it was intermediate level R or something. I know more of Python. So I'm considering, okay, balancing my skill set and my interest, because I know Python, and I'm also interested in proteomics, cancer therapeutics. So what I'm just asking is, okay, what do you think? What do you advise? Which one do you think? How much the people that are looking for the drug discovery lab, how much R knowledge are they looking for? Is it intermediate, or someone with basic R syntax can just come in? Thank you.
Very good question. So about the time, I would say, I also cannot give specifics, but I would say so officially it's full time. Okay, it's 40 hours per week officially. But as you progress, I think you would actually develop some sense of understanding of how the lab works. and their demand from you. Sometimes maybe you really don't need to put in the 40 hours. Maybe I can't promise that, but I can't really say specifically this is the time requirement or this is how exactly it will pan out. So this is also our first time of doing this, and we are also open to learn from this experience ourselves. But I can tell you that by default they will demand full time from you, and if you have a job, you should think about how you want to juggle it with the demands before starting out. Yeah. And yeah, your background skills and your interest. I think if you know Python, you should be quite comfortable with transitioning into R. For me, I don't know how much of R they demand from you, but I don't think it should be something you can, because once you know the fundamentals of the programming, and especially with plotting, maybe in R, if you want to plot, and if you want to plot, then I think it should not be so difficult. Another thing is, once you begin to really work on the tools and you have a problem you are solving, it naturally flows, okay? And I think it will naturally flow to you. So don't worry about so much of the. But if you have any project experience in the past using Python and you can showcase it, maybe through your GitHub profile or through publication or something, or an article somewhere, maybe even on Medium, I think it's encouraging enough to consider you. Thank you. I hope I answered your questions well. Access to this infrastructure after the internship, I don't know about that because the project, it's the university's infrastructure. They are just giving you access. I don't know if they are supposed to give you access for life. In fact, I mean, even when you graduate from a university, I don't think they give you the email as like if a number of days before you are knocked out. Yeah, so I don't think they would give you lifetime access. I don't know if you responded to my question or not, but our students who haven't, you are eligible to apply. I think we mentioned this was one of the first questions I answered. But yeah, you are eligible to apply. Please put in your application. We are looking forward to it. Okay. Yeah. Looks like we've answered all the questions. But before we close, I would just like to say thank you to everybody that came. Thank you to the HackBerry team. Thank you to Michael, especially thank you to Alfred. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming on board and helping us build these next generation of bioinformaticians and giving them an opportunity, a platform to really express not just their self, but also their skills, their potential, and potentially build responsible networks for themselves. I'm happy to have hosted all of you. I'm happy to have hosted all of you. And yeah, so we would also like to let you know about HackBerry courses. It's coming up in a few weeks or months, in a few weeks. We are going to be launching some of our courses. So if for now you are a little bit shy and you don't know, you think you are not skilled enough, or maybe from this session you are very clear that, okay, maybe I don't know Bash so much, maybe I don't know R, and we have created very good academic content, educational content that you can learn from. Not just learn from, but you can also work on interesting projects in probably most of the fields that are around these days. So watch out, we'll be sending you mails. If you don't have the skills here, we'll send you mails and we'll reach out to you if you really want to get upskilled. Not just in data science, but in data science from a biological context. Okay, and we are developing a really, really nice and interesting platform for you to learn and interact. You not just learn, but you also interact with the code almost immediately, and you can also get help from mentors that are willing to assist you any day, anytime. But we are. So sorry, Adigita, is this still Is this a new hands up or just the old one? Okay. Yeah, so like I said, we'll be reaching out to you if you are skilled, if you want to be skilled, which I think you should, because the skills are not just in demand, but they are what everybody wants. Most of the laboratories are looking for someone who can analyze big scientific data, right? Yeah, and also you can also use these skills even outside the academic or scientific environment. You can use it in industries. You can use it in other sectors as well. R is used heavily in the NGO space. Yeah, R is used in the NGO space. And generally social entrepreneurship, they use R. Web development, they use R. So it's a really good skill. And if you want to work in public health organization, R is like your go-to skill. Somebody said WhatsApp link. I don't know, but it's not a WhatsApp link. Finally, I would say I don't know if anybody has any final questions, but I would just say thank you, and I would encourage you to put in your very, very strong applications for this event, and try to make use of this opportunity. It's probably it comes rarely, and we hope you enjoy yourselves afterwards. And looking forward to meeting the selected candidates at the end of the day. Nice regards, everybody. There are no questions then. I would say bye. Yeah, thank you.
Goodbye, everyone.